Hi, welcome to my strength training for beginners lower body workout. Today I'm going to be walking you through 6 of my favorite lower body movements that you're going to see often in strength training. Today I have with me some 10-pound dumbbells and some 20-pound dumbbells, depending on the movement that we're doing. If you don't have access to weights, that's okay for today, but I highly recommend investing in a couple of sets. So we're going to get started with a quick little warm-up to stretch out the hamstrings. We're going to do some windmills. Okay, we're just going to do 10 air squats. Five. And 10. And then we're going to get into some good mornings. Hands behind the head and kick your hips back just to stretch out those hamstrings. And then just a few quad stretches. You can do a few more stretches if you'd like. I'll walk you through the first movement that we're going to do, and it's going to be the deadlift. This is my all-time favorite movement. I'm going to pick up the 20 pounds here. You'll need a little bit heavier weights for this one. So what you want to do with the deadlift is you want to kick your hips back, keep the dumbbells as close as you can to your body, and then squeeze the glutes on your way up. You don't want to overextend at the top, you just want to squeeze the glutes at the top and keep your shoulders rolled back. So we are going to do 10 reps of all of the exercises today. So let's get into 10 reps of the deadlift, shoulders back, and 1, squeeze your glutes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can set that down. So you really want to feel the stretch in your hamstrings with the deadlift. Only go as far as your hamstrings will allow. Another quick tip that's really helpful for the deadlift is to make sure that you're engaging your core. So try to squeeze it before going down. That's going to help take the pressure off of your lower back. When you're ready, we're going to do 10 more. So again, roll the shoulders back, engage your core, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Sit down for a few seconds. Try to keep the breaks around 30 seconds. You ready? We're going to pick them back up. Shoulders back. Kick your hips back as if you're shaving your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze your glutes at the bottom before lifting up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if I didn't mention it earlier, we're going to be doing 3 sets of each move. So that was the last set of the deadlifts. Now we're going to be moving on to the front squat. I'm going to pick up my lighter weights for this one. So this is the 10-pound dumbbells that I have here. And I'll show you the movement while you're resting. So we're just going to rack them up right here. Keep your elbows up, not down here, up like this. And then hips back and up. So we're going to have 10 reps of that. Something I recommend as well when you're squatting is to keep your knees out and not inwards. When you go down, push them out like this. Okay. So we're going to do 10 reps. Rack them up, elbows up, engage your core, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Put them down. So to get the most out of any glute workout, leg workout, you always want to think about engaging your glutes and your core, of course, but squeezing at the top of every exercise. So when you come up on the front squat, squeeze your glutes in. Not like this, just your glutes. Take another 10 seconds. And pick them up. Back them up here. And 1. Squeeze your glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. My favorite thing about leg day is pretty much all of these exercises, you're inadvertently working your core on these. So you might not be able to see it or feel it at the time, but when you're doing that front squat, especially with it racked up here, you are working your core. Another 10 seconds. Okay, last time. Rack them up. And 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, squeeze your glutes, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, set them down. While you're resting, I'll go through the next movement. We're going to be doing the reverse lunge, 10 reps. So you're going to hold 2 weights. Again, I'm going to pick up the 10-pound dumbbells, and you're going to take a step back and down, and then repeat on the other side. So we're gonna have 10 reps total of this. So if you wanna pick up those weights, You don't need your knee to touch the ground, by the way. It can just hover over top. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you feel like you can challenge yourself with weight selection, you have a big selection of weights, for sure you can go up. Today I'm just using lighter weights since this is a beginning class. Give it another 15 seconds. All right, pick them up. And 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take a break. You ready? We're going to pick it up and we're going to do the last set of the reverse lunge. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We are halfway done the workout. So the next movement is going to be calf raises. Oftentimes we forget about the calves. They are very important. I'm going to pick up 20 pounds on that, but I'll just show you. You're going to be holding either weight on the side of you and just lifting up. You want to lift up high enough that you're able to squeeze and engage your calves. Not too high that you're going to tip over and lose your balance. I have my 20 pounds on this one. And here we go, 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I always like to do a little 1 second hold at the top of that movement just so I can really feel it. If you don't have any weights on this one, you can always try doing it on a stair as well. But I personally like holding the weights on either side of me. We're going to take a little bit less of a break for that one because we're not really getting our heart rate up on this. So we'll grab them again. And 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ooh, I feel like I already feel that in my calves. Just stretch it out. Something that we don't really work all that often, so you will probably feel it in your calves a little bit tomorrow. And we're gonna go ahead and get this last set done. 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is burning. Okay, the next movement, one of my favorites. All of these are my favorites, but this next one I'll show you while you're taking a rest is going to be the sumo squat. So I like to just keep my feet more than shoulder width apart and your toes pointed outwards. And then you're gonna pick up the weight like this and bend like this. Squeeze your glutes at the top, like this. So we're gonna do 10 of those. If you feel like it's more comfortable to hold the weight like this, that's also okay, or even this. So we're gonna pick up the weight now. If you don't have a heavier weight, you only have lighter weights, you can also pick up 2 lighter weights, like 2 10-pound dumbbells, and do it like that. I'm going to stick with my 20 and 10 reps. 1, squeeze your glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That one's also great for the inner thighs. A muscle group that we forget about often. The abductors, I should say. All right, second set. Toes pointed out and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 20 seconds. A really good indicator in strength training oftentimes is if the last 2 to 3 reps feel still pretty easy for you, you're not going heavy enough. If you feel like you don't need the rest time, you're still probably not going heavy enough. So that's when I would challenge you to try to pick up something a little bit heavier, just to get the most out of your workout and the most out of your time. We're gonna pick it up for that last set. 10 reps. 1, squeeze your glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we are on the very last movement. While you're resting, I'll show you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pick up my 10-pound dumbbells on this one. And we are doing the side lunge. So we're gonna keep our feet apart. And we're gonna lunge to one side and then to the other side. So 10 reps on each. Another way to do it is to be standing in the middle and then stepping out as well. I think actually we're going to do it that way. So pick up your weights. We're going to do 10 reps total, stepping out to each side. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I know that's a difficult move for a lot of people. It was definitely a difficult move for me when I first began. So something that you can do to modify it a little bit is just do less range of motion. So whether that be just not stepping out as far, not bending down as far, just do what you can. All right, pick them up. We've got 10 more reps. Again, if you just have to go shorter range of motion, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You also want to keep your chest up in that move as best you can. So not to bend over too much like this. It's all going to be coming from your quad. So chest up. All right, we have one more set left. And then this beginner workout is over. And you ready? We're gonna get our last set in here. 10 more reps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to look at me while you're doing it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing job, everybody. You can do a quick little cool down. My next strength training series is going to be a full-length 20-day series. For that, I do recommend you getting a few heavier weights, a nice little selection. My beginner weights was 5, 8s, and 12s, so that's a really good starting point for you. So I hope you tune in to that full-length series.